Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Team FRU coming at you with another deck profile. Who are you and why are you on our channel?
Carlos. You snuck up on me while I had my deck and you decided to profile me.
I gotcha.
I don't know where I am. I think I've been kidnapped, but I'll do a deck profile anyway.
Alright. What did you do?
I went to regionals with a net deck of, was it Joshua Smith or who cares? Nobody cares.
No, Joshua
anyways, the main deck, it doesn't really matter. It's the side deck and extra deck that really matters at the regional event. So I decided to side deck against the, I think I'll do the side deck first because that one actually matters more.
Okay.
So my biggest competition that I expected was going to be Pendulum Magicians since the new set came out and everyone was excited about the stuff. So I decided to play Dark Spirals, which is something that most people aren't really aware of. I spent like a week at Denny's like doing combos over and over until I get it right. It's actually really hard, and the people I was playing against really didn't understand what the hell I was doing. Neither did I, but if they were confused more than me, then that works too. Basically, when I was playing it, I was figured it out. It's basically Dark Synchro, but links when you don't use your, what do you call it, double helix. So if they Reaper you, you can just manually do what's your face's effect. Master plan from the field to the grave, or if they let that through, or if they stop that with an Ash first, then you just make double helix and you search out the sleeper, because you can also search. People forget you can search from the deck or the grave. So for the side deck, I had this was a going first deck, so I just did 3 evenly matches in the side, because that one you don't ever main deck if you're going first. This is the Reaper target. That's supposed to be Electromite that I just bought at the regionals and then sold after I was done. I just like make my own link things. More Electromite hate, Trickstar hate, because that was the only deck that I always had a hard time with. Usually at regionals, I go undefeated until I get matched up against the Trickstar guy, and then that just like ruins everything. Yeah, this won me several games against Trickstars. It was pretty good. I never use that. It's just D-Barrier or whatever. It's a comment, no one cares. 3 Ghost Ogres. This should have been a Prohibition. I don't know why they thought Inferno. What's her face? Ghost Ogre with a scythe.
Alright.
This is like a horrible design. If they're gonna hit another hand trap, it's probably gonna be this in like 3 years or something like that. Banishing for the whole game is a really bad idea. If it was like a Prohibition, like side blocker, then that'd be way more balanced. But just this card ends games on its own. And then this was really good against both Trickstars and Pendulum Magicians. They can't keep their scale up. You can blow up Double Iris, who doesn't exist or matter anymore. Even if they get their search, you can just blow it up when they flip it or when they set it. You can just leave the Double Iris there, and it's not a problem.
I more want to know why you're talking about Double Iris.
Double Iris.
Let's go. Don't pop my stuff.
Well, you know, if you pop it, then they'll have a complete scale. I mean, if you don't pop it, they'll have a complete scale to Pendulum Summon. Yeah, the other version I net decked, they were running like Magical Spring. They were running the Artifact Engine. I didn't like that because it seems pointless to have a go first side deck when you already have a go first deck. So almost all of this was just go second stuff. Alright, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
2 Super Agents. I heard he's the best, but you want to see it all the time. You know how that goes. You actually don't want to see multiple Super Agents because you only need to use his effect once. You almost never summon him. You don't care about getting it off. You just want to look at the top card of your opponent's deck so you can Sleeper. Summoning him it just makes your combos go further, but you don't need him for the combo actually. You just use him for the peak. You want to double the Garnets. Everyone hates drawing Garnets, so I decided to double it. No, this is how it is. You actually use this to go into rank 7s. We have Underclock Taker now, which is good for getting the Ancient Fairy out of your extra deck. That's the whole reason Ancient Fairy wasn't like banned on the list, because we didn't have Code Talker to remove it out of the extra. But now that we have Underclock who points down, you can just get rid of the Ancient Fairy and then you can make your double helix. But in this version, you actually don't need to. You can, but you don't need to if you've got Destrudo. So you would just make Ancient Fairy, you would get your pop, you get your 1000 back, you get your search, then you special out Master Plan using either discarding for 1/1, then bringing it back with the trap card, or using Assault to special it straight from the hand. And most people wouldn't think to use this as an Xyz material because then you won't get her effect. But the reason you do that is you'll see in the extra deck. I'll show it now. Otherwise, it won't make sense. You just make Draco Sack, and then you detach to get get the 2 tokens, and to clear your extra monster zone, you set the trap that you search off of her. Then you pop himself and the trap, and then you get your field clear, but you got the 2 tokens. You banish the trap, and you get back the master plan. Then she searches out the trap again. And then you just use this as link material with the other 2 tokens to make whatever you want. Back to this. If everything goes wrong and you're going second, you just use this to do the combo with these 2 guys. Everyone knows that. Sleeper wins games. I thought they were going to ban him instead of hitting the resort, but whatever. Protector. If I suspect that they got a Ghost Ogre, usually I like to equip it to the double helix, make it resolve, and then people can't do anything about it. And then after I do the search, I would just use as the double helix as a link material and use either the trap or use Big Red to bring it back. Because you can also equip from the field. It can be from the hand or the field. Broken Guy, he just searches out all your stuff. I only use them for Link Rebo like once or twice. You really don't really need Link Rebo. It helps. But most of the time, you don't really need to make Link Rebo. It helps, but yeah. This is a worse version of Dark Grepher. This is just a dump out master plan if you've already got Destrudo in your hand. Dark Grepher is one of the biggest combo starters. It's been explained in other videos before, but basically you want to have this Dark Grepher and the field spell. Use the field spell, search this out. Normal this, use this effect, discard for cost to mill Destrudo. Destrudo comes back on the field. There you go. Comes back on the field, you synchro, put the Ancient Fairy, you blow up the field spell, search again to get a Spiral. You can either get you can either get Agent or you can get Quick Fix, and then from there that's where you make the Ancient Fairy Dragon plays. Oh yeah, no, it is Quick Fix. Then you get the Equip spell, bring back this. Equip, make Draco Sack, do all the combos, what I said earlier. What else is next? Hand traps. I'm glad this is gone. Like, as soon as the tournament was over, as soon as the results were decided, I just ripped that up in joy. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with this. This is the reason I could never play Lightsworns when I had Minerva.
Isn't it the reason you lost the last match?
Oh yeah. But he knows the deck. Well, he knows the deck better than I do. Like, the only person who knew how to play against my deck was one of the other people, the person who got second place, because I was playtesting against him, so he knows like the deck's weaknesses.
Didn't you get second place? I'm a little confused. What do you?
Sorry, first place.
First place. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
okay. No, but yeah, I got you.
I lost my Destrudo, so this is Destrudo.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows what Destrudo does. You pay from hand or grave, pay half. 3 limited cards that are now limited. Targeting protection. It's really, really good. This is like this is actually better than Diagram, because Diagram actually, this is better protection than Diagram, and you can just search every turn. You don't have to pop something, and you don't really have to run Garnets in your deck. Terraforming, I'm surprised we still have this at 3. Set rotation, you just put the, you gotta be careful with this. If you put Dragon Ravine in your opponent's graveyard, or opponent's zone, you just want to be able to get rid of your opponent's cards. Otherwise, you can't activate more field spells. This is really, really good. I was wondering if this would if I wanted to use this or if I wanted to use double summon, but this is a lot better. You get the option to special summon from the grave or from the hand using this with the Spiral missions. So yeah, this one's better, especially now you don't have Maxi. Although this deck doesn't matter now anymore. But yeah, this is good. I used to have 2, but I decided to pick up a 3rd before the regional, and it really did actually help out a lot. I occasionally, if the match went long, I usually ran in 2 of these, or ended up using 2 of these. And then I didn't like having this at 3, but you need it. I always sided out one when I was going second. Dragon Ravine is just another discard outlet to put your master plan or your quick fix into your graveyard, or anything you want from your hand into the graveyard, so you can revive it. But yeah, and it baits out Ghost Ogre, sometimes Ash if your opponent's bad. Double Big Red. You always wanted to run 2, because you're always going to use one on like the following turn. You're not always guaranteed to kill them in one turn. Soul Charge because it's go first version. Foolish Burial to put Master Plan in the graveyard. Most people usually think it's going to be a quick fix. 1 for 1 to bait out hand traps. You only need 2 cards in your opening hand, so getting rid of 2 to get rid of a hand trap's good. That way you don't have to worry about getting interrupted. 1 Spiral Assault, and then if you don't need the special from hand effect, you just use it, search it, and then you just leave it there, and then you just keep drawing cards, drawing into hand traps. And I think I won several games because I drew into hand traps. I just kept drawing so much advantage. Rhoda, because you need that for Greffer, and then you run 3 of these, and you almost always end up using all 3, whether you go first or second. But most of the time, I would usually side out 1 when I'm going second. But when I'm going first, I definitely want to have all 3 of these.
Okay.
And then get this shit out of here.
Those are some weird mythical beasts.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, for some reason all of the mythical beasts that I'm playing have the word name SPYRAL in them, and for some reason they aren't treated as spell cards. I kept trying to activate them in my scales, but my opponent said they aren't mythical beast cards, but I don't know, they're crazy. Decode Talker. I won a game, like, I was close to losing game 3 of round 7, but my opponent forgot I had a Decode Talker, because 99% of the time you end your field with Decode and Sleeper and nothing here. But I ended up summoning a Spiral Super Agent on the same turn 1 just so I can have targeting protection. So he normal summoned Tough. He missed the Last Resort protecting the Sleeper. Then he special summoned Super Agent targeting that, and then he forgot that I had a Sleeper, so I just popped it and he ended up blowing up his board. And if he didn't use the effect to target, then he probably would have won the duel, but he ended up losing because of that, so this is probably going to be good for like the entire year, forever, until the next summoning mechanic comes out. Alright. Boral Dragon, because it's unborable. Just, yeah. You can't make me, I can't think of jokes on the spot. Double Spiral Helix. Quadruple
We're
Helix.
taking your deck profile.
Yeah, it's true. Quadruple Helix. Don't worry, I'm hacking your phone. This is the whole reason you can even run Ancient Fairy and Spirals again. Started a Quasar, North America card, double Firewall Dragon. The best possible combination is having Firewall on top, Trigate Wizard, Firewall, Sleeper. There he is. Sleeper, and then what's his face, and that's your ending board that you have. That's 4 disruptions, assuming you don't have hand traps. Baguska, which I always cited out for Electromite. You never use this going second. This is just to cheat out another quick fix. Tomahawk, which you make, if you have the perfect hand after you make Dracosac, you make Tomahawk underneath the Sleeper or Firewall. Actually, Firewall, because you would want to send that to the graveyard. You detach, you get 4 tokens, and you just keep making more plays until you have a board like this. And then Ancient Fairy Dragon, the whole reason you play this deck.
Alright, so what do you think for the deck going forward? Can you play a Dark Spiral deck?
You don't play Spiral. No,
No, you just don't?
It's just Eater of Millions and Tough Control. Tough Super Agent Control. And then you just run the equipped spells and you run his Soul. That's just how it's going to be. It's just going to be switched to a Control beatdown.
Kind of like where Zodiac went after they got their ban.
It's basically the same deck list as Merrick, except without the Sleeper and except without the Master Plan. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
it's on my channel. You'll see it. Cosmic Dogron. That's basically how Firewall Dragons. I mean, Spirals are gonna end up playing from now on.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Carlos, for the deck profile. This has been Team FRU signing out.